Hello, friends. My name is James Hawkins, and as always, I'm joined by my good friends Brian Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hawkins. On this show, we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to another wonderful, beautiful, exciting, adventurous episode of the Parlay-Vous podcast. We're running two-man game today. It's your boy, Jimmy Hawkins, with my baby brother, Tiny Shaq, Jack Hawkins. It's NFL Week 10, college football Week 11. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. The first 12-team college football playoff bracket was released. The season will end this week. We're getting geared up for it. It's exciting stuff. This week, again, two men, going to be a little quick, just kind of giving you the gambling, giving you the picks, getting out of here in 20, 30 minutes or so. We'll see how it goes. And, it's going to be what it's going to be. College, last week I had another off week, man. What the fuck are you going to do? It's just not the season I had last year. And I'm going to chalk it up to me just not doing the proper work. We had Air Force at Army. Army was 6-0-1 against the spread this season, going against
the papers.
What?
Let me see the rest of those papers.
Going against Air Force's 0-7 against the spread this season. The spread was 22. Your boy did select Army to cover. They only won by 17. Score of 20-3 in a real offensive explosion. Next game, we had Oregon at Michigan. The line was Oregon minus 5.5. Shout out Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning is my fucking hero, as he should be the hero of sports gamblers across the nation. With 2 minutes left, first and goal situation, take 3 knees and get the fuck out of here, up by 14 points. Dan Lanning handing off the ball to Jordan James 3 consecutive times until ultimately on third down, Jordan James punches in the backdoor cover touchdown for Oregon to cover the spread and win the game with a big fuck you in the face of Michigan in the process. Oregon covers. Next one, Florida Gators, Georgia Bulldogs, rivalry game, SEC, annually held at Jacksonville. The line closed at 14.5, but I guess last Wednesday the line was Georgia 16.5, and I had Georgia minus 16.5. They were in a game where they were playing largely against Florida's third-string quarterback for most of the game. DJ Lagway goes down in the second quarter, I think. Does not re-enter the game. They bring in a transfer player from Yale to handle the quarterbacking situation. They only gave up 14 yards of offense or passing offense in the second half. Somehow, someway, with 6 minutes to go in the game, this game is tied. Georgia winds up scoring, then getting a sudden change turnover and scoring again. They would not score for the rest of the game. Only won by 14. It's not on here where you're looking for. The Dogs only won by 14. They did not cover, so I went 1-2 on the week. Brings my record on the season to 12-13-2. It's not on that either.
Underneath you? You have 2 though?
No, this is brand new for this week.
Well, week 9 sheet is what we're looking for, but keep on moving.
This one has nothing written on it. This is week 6. Nothing written on it. So one more stab out of here, Jack. No, it's also week 6. What about the papers up to your left?
Good on.
So while Jack's looking for what his picks were last week, I'll go ahead and let's do the college football picks for this week. You know how it goes, we only make 3 of these bitches. So, given that we just discussed the way that Georgia came out, played a shaky at best Florida Gator team who we knew from the beginning of the year, without all of the injuries that they've suffered on both sides of the ball, it was going to be a tough season for Billy Napier and the boys. And Georgia came out, like I said, 6 minutes into the game, they're tied against the team that they're on paper far superior to. Carson Beck threw 3 interceptions. The offense just wasn't clicking at times. And now, not to say that Georgia's not also in this situation, but now Georgia's going to go to Mississippi, to Ole Miss, take on Jackson Dart and the Rebels, who have already lost 2 games. This is a team with playoff aspirations. And if they lose one more, there's no shot it's happening for them. The spread is Georgia minus 2.5 on the road. And I'm going to take the Mississippi Rebels money line. Jackson Dart, I'm a big fan of this kid. I'm a big fan of Lane Kiffin and the way this team plays fucking football. And if Georgia comes out and plays anything similar to the way they played against the Gators last weekend in Jacksonville, it just will not be enough to get it done against this football team. Give me the Rebels money line. Next matchup, we have the biggest dumpster fire when you compare expectations and the way last season ended and all of the talking and jawing, and jabbing, and all of the nonsense. The Florida State Seminoles are going to South Bend, Indiana to challenge the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We just watched, Notre Dame is on a roll right now. We just watched them. Brian was there. They left the game early. Steamroll Navy they played last week, I believe. 51-14. They're rolling big right now. And Florida State is not. This is a team that's just ready to roll over and die, try to find a new transfer quarterback in the portal next season, and try again. It goes against everything I know about Mike Norvell as a coach, but this team this season is just straight up toast. Notre Dame minus 26.5. Similarly speaking to how Ole Miss cannot afford another loss, we have the Washington Huskies traveling to Beaver Stadium to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, I could be wrong, Jack. I don't know if I'm right or wrong here. This is the whiteout game, I believe.
I imagine so.
I think this is the whiteout game. Number 6 Penn State hosting Washington. Penn State just lost to Ohio State, and it was more of a do-or-die situation for Ohio State than it was for Penn State to win that game. But now here we are, Penn State. You had your good loss, in quotes, to Ohio State. Now you need to win out to get a seat at the table in the Final 12 when this thing's all said and done. Potentially have a shot at playing for the Big Ten championship. Penn State minus 13.5. I just think the spread's too low. Those are my 3 picks. Ole Miss money line, Notre Dame minus 26.5, Penn State minus 13.5. Lock, cock, and ready to rock.
So, last week, 1 and 2 on the week, I had Penn State lost, like you were just explaining earlier. Their quote-unquote good loss. UGA didn't cover. Miami wound up coming out big dick swing in fourth quarter, wound up covering. So, not terrible in the week, but this week we'll keep it short and simple. Rivalry games, 2 of the 3. First up, gotta go with my boys, them Duke Blue Devils. +3 going into the NC State Wolfpack. Okay? The Blue Devils going to show them how to do it, right? +3, simple as that, on the road. Duke put up a fairly decent fight until the fourth quarter in that the game against Miami. I'd be rolling hard if I was Duke right now, so you know what? We'll ride. And hopefully, they already qualified for the bowl game, but hopefully we'll see a playoff bid sooner rather than later. Not this year.
Definitely not this year.
But sooner rather than later. Next up on the docket, Louisiana State University going to Alabama. Nice little rivalry. I don't know.
Other way around. Alabama's going to Death Valley.
Alabama's going to Death Valley. Yes. So, perfect. Even better. +3 at home against Alabama, coming into the Death Valley area, so to speak. I don't know what else would we call it. It is the Death Valley.
Death Valley is the name of the stadium.
The
nickname is.
The nickname. But LSU ranked 15 on the docket, looking to make a playoff bid here. Can't really lose too much. Big do-or-die game for them, especially against Alabama, who's also looking for a playoff bid. That being said, keep it simple. Roll with the favorites for me. Or my favorites, so to speak. And last on the docket, I have BYU minus 3.5 versus Utah. BYU's just rolling this season.
Going to crush their former quarterback's younger brother. Although he's
Yeah.
not playing anymore. I
Not
don't think he's
anymore.
playing anymore. I think
What's his name playing now?
Cam Rising.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just as simple as that. Stick with what I feel like my gut knows. That's what I've been doing this year in college, and it's been panning out pretty well for myself. Keep it short, simple, and sweet.
Handicapping last week, Jack, you went 9-5.
Hell yeah, brother.
Brian went 10-4, and I went 8-6. So Brian's overall record is now 44-26-1. Jack's overall record 67-57-4, and I am 66-58-4. So let's handicap this shit. You got spreads out? Pull them out. Pull them on out.
Pull
Obviously,
them out.
We're not doing Thursday night because this show. This is the second time I've done that, by the way, with scheduling the fucking shit on the wrong day, and now I'm gonna punish myself.
What does that mean?
No food for 48 hours.
That's Jesus Christ, dude. Sounds like being a communist.
You ready? What do you got?
I'm ready. First game on the docket, Thursday night, already passed. So we got the New York Giants versus the going to the Carolina Panthers, so to speak, in Germany, in Munich, Germany. Giants minus 6.5.
That's your pick?
No, I'm just telling you the spread.
What's your pick?
Carolina.
Carolina plus 6.5. Me too.
Next game on our docket here on the good old DraftKings Sportsbook. Buffalo Bills at Indianapolis Colts. Bills minus 4 is the spread. Give me the Bills.
Me too.
All right. Next one. ATL Falcons at the New Orleans Saints in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. 0 big booms out of 5. ATL minus 3.5 on the road. Give me ATL. We go into your trap. We take over your trap.
What do we know? What's the easiest hack in gambling? You bet on a team the week after they fire their coach. Give me New Orleans plus.
Yeah, but we did that with the Jets, and the Jets got curb stomped.
Right, but when we did that with the Jets, do you remember what I said? I said if there's a team that's going to not do this, it's the Jets.
It gets worse before it gets worse.
Jets fans know when you think you're at rock bottom, there's a newer, rockier bottom you could reach.
When you reach the 7th gate of hell.
I got the Saints plus 3.5.
All right. Next up, Minnesota Vikings at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Minnesota Vikings minus 4 on the road. Skull. Vikings minus 4.
Skull as well. Vikings minus 4.
Moving it up. Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Kansas City minus 7.5. Give me Kansas City minus 7.5. Defense don't scare me. Even though they'll fuck around and probably lose the spread, I'd rather take the loss on that on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm taking Denver plus 7.5 because
it's a smart move.
I've just accepted that the Kansas City Chiefs don't give a fuck about dominating anybody. And as long as they win the game and survive in advance, they'll turn it on in fucking January when it matters. And Denver's a scrappy defense.
Alrighty. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Washington Commanders. Wow, spread moved real fast, real quick, huh? Commanders are now minus 3.
Washington. No
time for the handicapping for Mr. Unlimited. Next game, New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. Bears minus 6. Give me the Bears minus 6.
You can have them. Give me New England plus 6.
I don't think you'd ever say that, ever. But
we got fucking DJ Moore walking off of the field and sitting on the bench while the play is live last week.
Did not see that.
Walked off the field during a live snap and fucking took a seat on the pine, bro. Caleb Williams gets smacked. He gets up limping, and DJ Moore shoulder bumped him on his way back to the huddle while his quarterback's fucking limping, dude.
So now
this team is a dumpster fire. I was right about Matt Eberflus. I was just wrong about the fact in the way that the Bears have never fired a coach mid-season before, and neither had the Jets up until a few weeks ago, and now here comes the Dennis Allen situation. But the exact situation, assume the Jets should have did what they were supposed to do, and the Saints don't have the Derek Carr injury and the Rashid Shaheed injury and the slew of injuries, and they're a little bit better than they're off right now. And everything I said at the start of the season about Matt Eberflus is still tracking. This team is still not doing well. The offense looks worse, despite getting better quarterback play out of Caleb Williams than they got out of Justin Fields the last year. And this is an organization that is not, I'm telling you, Eberflus is not surviving the offseason. Like, he's gone at the end of this year regardless. This is a bad team that is poorly coached. They got the talent now. They used to be a talentless team that was poorly coached and continued to make poor front office decision after poor front office decision. Now they're a team making slightly better front office decisions. They got the talent. They went out of their way to bring the talent in. Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore just 2 years ago. They go and they get Caleb Williams. They increase. They get DeAndre Swift. They add more talent to the defensive side of the field. By the way, Tyreek Stevenson found out he was getting benched last week. Pulled himself out of practice in the middle of practice because he found out he wasn't starting. This team is a dumpster fire, bro. New England.
Okay, I can see it, but now here's the real question. Is DJ Moore the problem or is Chicago the problem?
I think DJ Moore is the problem. I mean, going back to last year, we saw that he had a problem. He was very clearly a Justin Fields guy multiple times, including at the end of the year wrap-up. He said that he didn't want to see the team get rid of Justin Fields and go on to a new quarterback. And now here we are with Caleb. It hasn't worked out well for him. Also, now under the fucking offense of Shane Waldron, who is a trash coordinator. Shane Waldron came from Seattle. You look at the last couple of years of Seattle. Look at DJ Moore's passing tree this year compared to fucking Jackson Smith and Jigma's tree last year. It's the same bullshit. Now Shane Waldron's the fuck out of Seattle, and JSN is playing like a first-round wide receiver all of a sudden. So I think it's a slew of bad decisions that were made by Matt Eberflus. But right now, DJ Moore's the problem because regardless of what it is, as the veteran wide receiver, as a veteran player on the team, a leader, that's not a good message that you're sending to the 52 other guys, plus the practice squad, plus everybody else involved with the team. Do it for the rest of the guys. You have a problem with Caleb being the quarterback? That's fine. You're still playing football, so either pull yourself out like Devontae Adams did and have a tight hammy. If you got your pads on, you be a fucking leader. Because as everyone knows, when you're on the football field in the National Football League, not only are you playing for your team, but you are constantly putting out tape for 31 other teams. Okay, so when it comes down to time to the offseason, when you decide you want out, I'd like to be traded, and there's new people heading up the fucking regime and they have no ties to you anyway, well, do you want to take 14 teams out of the equation that are like, no, I don't want a guy that's going to quit on my young quarterback? So, yes, I think the answer's both, but in this instance, it's DJ Moore is the problem.
I think he fucking hates Chicago.
They're a dumpster fire. It's not that I hate them.
I think he does, not you.
Oh, yeah, I think he hates the whole situation.
I think
since the end of the year, between week 17 of last year, week 18 of last year, and now, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse and snowballing.
You know, had to remove him from the dynasty roster. He was just a locker room cancer, you know? Had to move him away. Got Jordan Addison, sent his ass too.
By the way, how funny would it be if the Bears took Mitchell Trubisky in the same draft that Patrick Mahomes went in, and then took Caleb Williams ahead of Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels goes on to be generational? Like, torturous, dude. Torturous.
Generational failure.
At least they're taking the swings and missing. Like, the Jets largely just win a few meaningless games at the end of the year that take the choice out of their hands.
Yeah.
You know, like the choice to draft.
We didn't talk about the Jets on the last episode a lot at all.
Not really, because we talked about it. They handled business, you know.
Yeah, they handled business, but
defense looked good, offense looked good in the second half. Like, show it to
I have one gripe. I saw Devontae Adams tweet something, some shit about Rome not being built in a day. Guess what, motherfucker? You gotta go win out now.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but they laid bricks every hour, pal.
What's the record? 3-6?
Yeah.
10-7 gets you there?
10-7 probably gets you in.
Go win fucking...
You need to beat everybody.
Go win 7 straight, bro.
You need to beat everybody on the schedule that isn't the Bills. So you need to get Miami again, or twice. Did they play Miami yet?
Nope.
Got to get Miami twice. They played New England twice and split it. You got to get Miami twice. You got to win this game against Arizona this week. You need to win every game that is not against the Bills because I don't know if that's a winnable game. You have to win the ones that are winnable. So we'll see. This is the way the Jets go. 2 weeks ago, it was they're done. Now we're all the way back. It's life in the Big Apple.
Dude.
It's life in the Big Apple, baby. What do you want me to tell you? Life comes at you fast. What's the next matchup?
San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spread is -6 in the San Francisco 49ers favor. Give me the Niners. Excuse me, folks.
See, here's my problem. I'm like so. The Bucks just compete. You know? Give me San Fran. I'm not going to overthink this one, but I am going to be upset about it if they don't cover. Because the Bucks, dude, they just fucking keep finding a way to compete.
That's Baker's dream, bro.
It took Kansas City to overtime on Sunday night.
I know.
Or on Monday night.
Next up, Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Chargers. Spread is -7.5 in the Chargers' favor. Give me the Chargers.
-7.5.
Uh-huh.
I'll take the Chargers too, but I'm not happy about it. Because I think they're awful.
The Eagles going to Jerry World, Dallas Cowboys. Eagles -7. And I don't even want to pick this game. It's two teams I fucking hate. Realistically, I'm going to go with the Eagles -7. They have the healthier, better all-around team. I mean, the tush push is failing drastically now, so that's
yeah,
good.
because Jason Kelsey was the key to that whole thing.
Now he smashed some motherfucker's phone.
Awesome. Don't be calling people the F word, dude. I am also going to take Philly -7 in this one, but let's be clear about one thing. They are not that good of a football team, and Nick Sirianni is not a very good football coach.
Did you see?
I wish they would have lost last week because what a nonsensical fucking effort late in the game by these guys. Sirianni is not good.
Did you see the full clip of Kelsey? He smashed the guy's phone,
Yeah,
picked it up, and then put it back in his fucking shirt pocket.
Yeah, I saw it.
What a nice guy. Next game on the docket, New York Jets at the Arizona Cardinals. I imagine you're picking the Jets.
Because we have to, right? What's the spread?
-1.
Yeah, you taking the Jets?
I'm taking the Jets.
Begrudgingly
Begrudgingly, I'm
picking the Jets -1.
Next game on the docket, Detroit Lions at the Houston Texans. Spread is -3.5 in the One Pride favor. And I am prideful, baby. Give me the
One
Detroit
Pride.
Lions.
One Pride. That feels like stealing.
What do they know? We don't.
Houston is an overrated team with a good record to support it.
It's crazy to call Houston overrated now, too.
I just think they have the 6-3 record. Coming to the Jets game, they were 6-2. People are impressed by them, but like Diggs is now gone. Collins, we don't know when we're getting back. Like, I think they're slightly overrated, but the record supports it. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to call a 6-win team at this point in the year overrated, but I don't think they're as good as the 6-2 record of a week ago would tell most people.
Right. All right, next game on the docket, Monday night. That was the Sunday night game, by the way.
I know.
Monday night, Miami Dolphins, the Finns, going to the Rams, SoFi Stadium.
What's the spread?
-1 in the Rams' favor.
Rams -1.
The Rams -1. And that takes care of handicapping for this week.
I love it.
Let's gamble.
Do you have a glizzy god?
Panthers.
Really? To win, huh?
Yeah. There's no reason the Giants deserve to win this game. Zero reason at all.
I'm taking the Saints.
The Panthers have every reason to win this game just to prove a point. Jonathan Brooks is back. The morale should be high. It's
Crazy that the Giants are 2-7. They're tied for the worst record in the NFL. And if the draft happened today, they'd have the 7th pick.
Oh, the Giants. The Giants. New starting quarterback for the New York Giants as of next year, Carson Beck.
Carson Beck would be awful for them. It's not this year.
Be great for Daniel
This year,
Jones.
There it is.
So, let's gamble.
Hold on.
Let's overgo. Let's go over, not overgo. Overgo is not even a proper statement. I think we're all a little tie-tie today, Jim, aren't we?
Yeah. So last week we had Jack's Big Dick Swing of the Week.
That missed.
It missed. I don't know what it was.
It missed on Thursday night.
It was 100 to win 125,000. Then we put a $200 parlay. Rams -1.5. Cardinals -1. Cleveland money line. Down 300. But The big bet of the week was Washington minus 3.5. That obviously cashed. It was $700 to win $648. It's a net of up $348 on the week. Our bankroll is now $3,272. Good year so far for us. We're staying above. We're not like beating the world, but we've more than doubled what we started with. Which, like, and I mean, hey, in real life, if you doubled your initial bankroll from week one this point in the year, you'd be pretty fucking happy. Well, tripled technically. You know, if you were doubled up in winnings, you'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm certainly nowhere near that in real life.
Yeah, me too.
So,
yo, check me out real quick. One Pride is the most thing you feel most confident about.
well, let's hear the BDSOW first.
BDSOW, short, simple, sweet. Not short, but definitely simple and sweet. Fuck me. I have to put it in as we go because I didn't get the odds. All right. Anytime touchdown parlay. 8 legs. Simple and sweet. First up, we got Darnell Mooney, anytime touchdown. Taysom Hill, anytime touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, anytime touchdown. Malik Neighbors, anytime touchdown. Josh Downs, anytime touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr., anytime touchdown. Xavier Worthy, anytime touchdown. George Pickens, anytime touchdown. And let me construct those odds real quick. God bless.
Thanks, I just burped, but thanks.
I can still excuse you. Okay, total odds. Are you ready? Plus 231,447.
231,400 and what?
47.
Love that. All right, so I do really love Minnesota minus 4.
What do you feel better about, One Pride or Minnesota?
I feel the next team out of my mouth is going to be Buffalo minus 4.
Well, I'm saying check me out. What do you feel? What's the most comfortable thing you feel?
Those two. Buffalo minus
Pick
4
one.
and Minnesota minus 4.
Pick one.
Minnesota minus 4.
Throw the majority on that. Leave me an extra 100. Give me 200 this week. Throw 800 on that.
Okay, so 800 on Minnesota minus 4. Can you just, it's probably like 770 or something like that. No, 740.
On Buffalo?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. 800 brings back 714.
All right.
Okay. No Minnesota.
You have 100 to spend, I guess, partner.
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 Three teams, 3 spreads. ATL minus 3.5. Bills minus 4.5. One Pride minus 3.5.
Buffalo?
Yep.
We had just had Buffalo.
No, not
minus
Buffalo.
4.
Sorry, Skull.
Wait, Falcons minus 3.5.
Falcons minus
Vikings
3.5.
minus-
Vikings minus 4.
And what?
Lions minus 3.5. 100 brings back 590.
That pays back 590.
Yep.
All right, I love that. So the big safe lock pick of the week, which is how we've been building this, is using the majority of our bankroll on one bet. I know it's not exciting, but it's yielded results so far this year. Minnesota minus 4. That's 800 to win 714. Whatever kind of nonsense went on in the big dick swing of the week is 100.
Anytime touchdown parlay, Darnell Mooney, Taysom Hill, Chuba Hubbard, Malik Neighbors, Josh Downs, Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy, George Pickens.
That's 100 to win 231,000. And then 3 teams, 3 spreads on a lay. Atlanta minus 3.5, Minnesota minus 4, Detroit minus 3.5 is 100 to win 590. And that's the bottom line, because Big Jack said so.
Sucker.
Can you dig it?
Sucker.
We're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting. Stay Thirsty Company, Dino Skate Park, Justin's Shop Shop at West Hampton Beach, and check out the new location in Mauritius if you're local to the island. Peace out.
And stay tuned, sucker.